It's been a long journey. For anyone playing Genshin normally, reaching the island nation across the sea here via an Archon quest isn't too terribly far into one's adventure, but this traveler-only account has taken, or even created, many detours. The entire Aranyaka quest chain, Golden Slumber in the desert, crazy feats of conquering domains, using only movement and normal attacks, 100% completion of Golden Apple Archipelago of version 2.8. And, well, this account has also pretty much completed all of Inazuma already. The list of Inazuma achievements include everything here, the most notable of which is collecting 180 of 181 Electroculus to max the Statue of the Seven. Yes, even those on Surumi Island without having lifted the fog. The time has come to finally complete the one item on the list that couldn't be achieved. The main reason I broke into Inazuma early to begin with, obtaining Amenoma Kageuchi. Assuming the quest isn't forever broken due to those shenanigans of opening the vault without the quest active back in episode 3, a year and a half ago. So, without further ado, say hello to travelersan. Through the creative use of game mechanics, and at times glitches, we're on a quest to see just how much of Genshin Impact can be completed using only the Traveler. And we sometimes... okay, no, we pretty much always break things. If you enjoy the series, do make sure to like and subscribe. It helps travelersan out a lot. To enter Inazuma normally, and unlock a lot of content that's not accessible before triggering the Archon quest, we first need to travel to Mondstadt and pay a visit to everyone's favorite, half-masked enigma, Dainsleif. This means I have to talk to Catherine. As a quick recap of why that's a bad thing, for those new here, hello, or those who have forgotten because it's been a while, talking to Catherine is bad because...
Hey, there's a lady over there waving to you.
Despite being this far into the game, travelersan still has not joined the Adventurers Guild. See? No handbook. I just want to see how long I can keep this going. Back in episode 6, we talked about why this is happening. Catherine's quest logic works a bit differently, it seems. Her quests stack, with the newest ones taking priority over the old. So I think I'll be safe talking to her, and Paimon's voice line should remain.
Traveler, please, over here.
Cool. Works as expected. No, travelersan flies solo. Why would he want to hire any help? Okay, see here, this is the perfect comparison of what I mean. I was able to talk to Catherine and start the quest, even though I have all these other quests related to her Mondstadt counterpart. Meanwhile, Wagner the Smith is tied up in his older quests that I have not completed. I dodged one bullet only to be hit with another. I guess Paimon's awesome
There's the blacksmith.
is going to be lost. Dainsleif, you magnificent masked man. You bring some of the best story to the game, second only to Albedo. We've 2 quests of his to do. Truthfully, the first isn't all that exciting. Besides revisiting one of the old domains, it's mostly just cutscenes. Let's instead skip right to one of the 2 main events of today's episode. We will be reunited. Or as I always call it, Call of the Abyss, because that's the name of the quest's iconic domain. You would never guess just how ridiculously huge this domain is. Seriously, this closed off section you play in is maybe, and I must heavily emphasize that maybe, 1% of the domain's total size. I showed it off in an old YouTube Shorts video, though here's a quick look since I won't be going out of bounds on travelersan. This is from the highest point looking down. This is Xiao falling after gliding to the center from the highest point. There used to be a way to go out of bounds in this corridor, but it appears they've sealed it off. That's alright, can still do one trick. If I scale the wall and stick close to the ceiling, I can skip the cutscene trigger for the room with the inverted statue. Hello there, Grand Thief. Wait, is he blinking? He totally is. Aren't you supposed to be dead? I can push forward and get these chests now before the rush begins. Just gotta wait for... I'm Geo Traveler. I don't have to wait for the platforms to respawn. Man, I must be rusty after such a long time. Oh shoot, wasn't expecting it to close. Did I just break the domain? Is this door not going to open later and let me fight the Abyss Herald? Huh. Well, if memory serves, there's another way out of bounds in the corner up there. Much less obvious than the one mentioned before, so I'm betting the devs missed it. Yep, see? He's supposed to be dead. Good, the door reopened. That saves me a hassle.
As a herald, I will mete out your punishment.
To dust!
Well, that was too easy. I think I'm gonna have to up the difficulty myself, in my silly stupid signature way. From here, it's onto searching Ruin Guard Eyes with Dainsleif. Huh? Where'd they go? Tricky little bugger.
Terra smash!
This just doesn't seem fair now, does it? I'm at least taking you with me. Honestly, as ridiculous as this is, I'm having a lot of fun with it.
To dust!
I think I found a safe spot from the mortars. Actually, hold on. What happens if I force this dude to fly while underneath here? It goes through the ceiling. Perfect. How do you like it, you jerk? Getting hit by an enemy you can't retaliate against.
To dust!
I wondered where this Abyss Mage went. Apparently, they've been circling this tree since the fight started. The infamous dialogue choice. Pretty sure the Traveler has seen both Zhongli and Venti a dozen or so times since this, and in not one meeting has the Traveler asked about this critical piece of information. And a wonderful hello to you too, Deaconess. Do you like what I've done with the place? Mr. Wolf seems to be having a particularly bad day. Think anything will happen if I just... No? Bummer. It has occurred to me, only now as I record this voiceover, that Dendro Traveler could have really sped up these fights. I've still not unlocked it. Did say I'd complete Sumeru without Dendro, so we'll wait until we see if the Archon quest is doable without it. Besides, I also said I'd have to up the difficulty of this quest in my silly stupid signature way, which is why I'm switching to Electro for the final showdown.
Dangers from outside of the Abyss Order must be caught and caged.
Take this! Here!
Abyssal roar!
Lightning flash! Following thunder! Maybe.
I have something to confess. you may notice that I'm not attacking the Abyss Mages. This isn't part of me deliberately making things harder. I truly believed that they would keep respawning until the Herald fell. This is because, when reviewing footage from my other accounts, not one of them ever attacked the Abyss Mages. So imagine my surprise when I decided to go for the mages first, and the fight got much easier, even with the slow cooldown of Electro's elemental skill. Now that I think about it, my level 1 sacrificial sword probably would have been better than Fillet Blade here.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
The abyss.
I found you, faker! Faker? I think you're the fake around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Ha! You're not even good enough to be my fake.
The Crux Clash. It's really weird that this quest has multiple triggers that set your traveler to Anemo. It happens after every fight, and you'd think it just set you back to whatever elements you were previously. But nope, you get Anemo. It also happens right before the first battle begins, in the middle of a cutscene.
No, according to the laws of the sea, the penalty for stealing is breaking the culprit's arms.
You're not serious, are you?
If I may interject, Kazuha, there's no need to be so specific. There's one law of the sea that applies to all crimes. Make 'em walk the plank. I mean, obviously there's no plank here, but we can push him into the water. That's good enough, right? Travelersan is a professional at pushing guinea pigs, I mean people, into water. Once he's far enough outside the highlighted area on the minimap, he'll even stop resisting. And we are proud of what we did.
From the moment he stole the vision, I decided to use him for this experiment.
Kazuha! I think we'd make great friends, buddy old pal. How about we immediately set forth on another experiment? I can even introduce you to Rana. She loves experiments. With that, all quests locking down the remainder of Inazuma's content are complete. Well, sort of. I, of course, had to do some testing. Turns out that some things are still locked until after you complete Rito Escape Plan. Things available without Rito Escape Plan include quests to enter Enkanomiya and Orobashi's Legacy. Probably a few others, too. I forgot to check on Samurai Storm Chasers. Things available only after Rito Escape Plan: Farmer's Treasure, which is the final endeavor for the day. At the beginning of the episode, I mentioned I've already opened the vault in Farmer's Treasure. I have indeed done that, which means I've already collected the stone tablets. All of this was part of an experiment trying to get the quest to trigger early so that I could unlock Amenoma Kageuchi. It didn't work. Fast forward a year and a half and 21 episodes later, it's time to finally answer the Amenoma Kageuchi dilemma. I just love how you can keep talking to Jiro and pick on him while he's still in the cage. Wish we saw this kind of banter in more quests. It has a quirky charm that reminds me of RuneScape quests. Once he's freed, it immediately skips to the quest step to return to Jiro with the collected slates. Well, I don't have them because they've already been used to open the vault, but the game apparently accounts for that possibility, so nothing's broken just yet. When he's in the cage again, you can talk to him and it'll trigger dialogue from earlier in the quest. Kind of weird, he's still asking if I found the slates and keeps talking about a tent. My dude, that is a cage. After I defeated the Fatui, it put me in a cutscene where Jiro again asked me if I found the slates, and it triggered while I was very far away from him. I think things are starting to break. Uh-oh. Okay, talking to him a second time corrected things. There's a familiar sight. Saw the same thing back in episode 3 when I tested parts of this on an alt account. If I log out and back in right now, things should refresh.
A reward on the road.
The same dialogue again. Logging out and in once more. There we go. That's a wrap. Jiro didn't start talking about his tent and whether I collected the slates again, and the quest finished without further incident. Which means Amenoma Kageuchi is finally mine. After 24 episodes, travelersan will wield a new blade. However, just having the sword doesn't cut it. It must be max refined the moment I obtain it. I see. Things are never so simple, are they? This is where I'd normally say something along the lines of never wanting to do something like that again, but I honestly just kind of vibed with it. Mining all that took a little over 2 hours. What's that? Why didn't I use GeoTraveler? You know, I wondered the same thing about 5 minutes before I finished mining everything. Guess that's just how much I was vibing. May as well take everything to Wagner, since it's not like he's got that special Paimon voice line anymore.
There's the blacksmith.
Never mind! I thought for sure it'd be gone after having to start that quest to continue Dainsleif's chapter. Back to Hajime. I love having this early game stuff still hanging around. Oh my, look at that. Look at that. The drip, the swag, the incredible matching it has with Electro Traveler, who can't fully utilize its passive because Electro's elemental skill cooldown is too long. I love you, Fillet Blade, and one day I may again call upon your aid. But it's so refreshing to have a new weapon, especially one I've wanted since all those episodes ago. Absolutely sick. Love it. Alright, Inazuma. Travelersan is here with legal documentation this time. Next stop, the Archon Quest. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Travelersan. He's back after his extended summer break in the Valyria Mirage, and I've begun charting a new route for his adventures. If you're curious to see where things go, make sure to subscribe. And feel free to follow me over on Twitter. Should I start calling it X now? Anyways, you can follow me over there at Moosashi, where I sometimes share sneak peeks or strange finds. This is Moosashi and travelersan signing off. Till next time.